Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of November 12, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. West Group of Forces. This group enhanced their tactical positions and dealt substantial damage to Ukrainian forces across several settlements, repelling multiple counterattacks and destroying heavy artillery and electronic warfare equipment.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast. Today, we have with us Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide us with an in-depth briefing on the recent developments in the special military operation. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be here to discuss the latest updates.
Let's dive right in. Can you give us an overview of what's happened on November 12th, 2024?
Yes, absolutely. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct special military operations across several fronts, from Kharkov to Kursk. Each front has seen significant engagements, with our units achieving advances and inflicting strategic losses on Ukrainian formations.
Starting with the North Group in Kharkov, what were the main developments there?
In the Kharkov direction, our North Group inflicted defeats on the Ukrainian 22nd Mechanized, 57th Motorized Infantry Brigades, and 2 Territorial Defense Brigades. These operations took place near Bachkovo, Yudy, Izbitskoye, and Kazakya Lopan. Ukrainian forces lost approximately 60 servicemen, along with an armored combat vehicle and other assets.
And how about the West Group? What was the focus there?
The West Group made considerable tactical gains. We targeted Ukrainian forces in key locations like Kupiansk, Nadia, Krasny Lyman, and Torskoy. Ukrainian mechanized brigades and the National Guard Brigade sustained severe losses, and we successfully repelled 3 counterattacks. In total, they lost up to 470 personnel, as well as artillery and electronic warfare stations, and we neutralized several ammunition depots.
Moving south, what can you tell us about the Southern Group's progress?
The Southern Group continues to hold and improve its positions along the front. Operations targeted Ukrainian brigades in areas including Slavyansk, Nikolaivka, and Kurakovo. We repelled 5 counterattacks and inflicted losses amounting to 765 personnel. Additionally, several howitzers, electronic warfare stations, and ammunition depots were destroyed.
It sounds like the Center Group also had notable engagements. Could you explain more about their actions?
Certainly. Our Center Group advanced deeper into Ukrainian defenses. We engaged the Ukrainian 100th Mechanized, 142nd Infantry, and other brigades in Dzerzhinsk, Voznesenka, and Ukrainka. Despite 11 counterattacks, our forces held their ground, eliminating up to 470 personnel, a Leopard tank, armored carriers, and several artillery units.
And what about the East Group? I understand they took advantageous positions.
Correct. The East Group secured more favorable positions against Ukrainian formations in areas like Timirovka, Suiyuli, and Rivnepil. They repelled 4 counterattacks and caused losses amounting to 150 troops, a tank, and artillery pieces.
What did the DNEPR Group encounter during its operations?
The Dnipro Group engaged Ukrainian forces in the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions, targeting the 110th Mechanized and 2 Territorial Defense Brigades. We inflicted personnel and vehicle losses, and our forces destroyed an ammunition depot in the process.
Turning to air and artillery support, what role did these forces play in the day's operations?
Operational tactical aviation, UAVs, and missile troops provided critical support. We targeted military airfields, energy facilities, and concentrations of Ukrainian forces across 142 areas. Our air defense systems were effective, downing 6 HIMARS rockets and 71 UAVs.
That's a considerable number of UAVs intercepted. Before we close, let's discuss the Kursk region specifically. What's the latest on the incursions there?
The Kursk region remains active. Our North Group continues operations against Ukrainian forces that have breached the area, with Ukrainian forces suffering an additional 90 casualties. Our units repelled 7 counterattacks and damaged equipment, including armored vehicles and a tank.
It sounds like an intense operational landscape with substantial engagements on multiple fronts. Any closing thoughts?
The Germans are worried that the trap plan that the Ukrainian armed forces set for themselves near Kurakovo, having run into a cascade of villages from Konstantinopolskoye in the west to Yelizavatovka in the east, was realized thanks to 2 deceptive maneuvers. First, the South Group of the Russian armed forces pretended that the troops had run into a block on the eastern outskirts of the city and would not go any further, and East pretended that only here, from the south, near Kurakovo, would it be possible to get through. In the end, both of them got through, and the Ukrainian armed forces are now on a sandwich.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. Lebanon reported that Israeli strikes have killed 28 people across the country, including 5 in a rare attack on a house east of Beirut, where security officials stated that displaced people were residing. Meanwhile, the death toll in Gaza has risen to 25 since dawn, following an Israeli airstrike that targeted an overcrowded area in Deir el-Balah city, resulting in at least 6 fatalities.